Well, new at 6, a major development is coming to a busy section of Suffolk. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints announced its plans to build a temple and distribution center off Harborview Boulevard and Bridge Road. This is a rendering of what the temple will look like once it's completed. It'll be more than 18,000 square feet on 23 acres of land. This will be Virginia's 4th temple, joining facilities in Richmond, Winchester, and the recently announced Roanoke Temple. Local church leaders say the Norfolk Temple will especially benefit military members in the Hampton Roads area. Again, this is being built in Suffolk.
Norfolk Public Schools has a new leader taking the helm at a critical time. Tonight, News 3 anchor Anthony Sabella has more on Dr. Jeff Rose's first public comments as new superintendent and the challenges ahead.
The new superintendent of Norfolk Public Schools, Dr. Jeff Rose, doesn't officially start for another couple of weeks, but he's already trying to meet with the community, meeting with students, as well as people who work here inside the administration building. He's also fielding questions from reporters Monday morning, talking about his experience and how he plans to lead the district through its challenges.
I have so much more to learn, but I'm thrilled.
Dr. Jeff Rose speaking to reporters for the first time Monday morning, 10 days after he was selected as the next superintendent of Norfolk Public Schools. He replaces Sharon Birdsong, who was let go last summer, and takes over at a time of change. Major district projects include building a new Maury High School, also closing and consolidating a number of schools over the next several years, the latter addressing the issue of declining enrollment. Virginia Department of Education numbers show about 500 fewer students in the district this school year compared to last, 1,600 fewer than 5 years ago.
This phenomenon is happening across the country. Regardless of demographic, our job is to be as wise and as sensitive as we can moving forward. This will not be the first time I've ever gone through this challenge.
Originally from California, Rose has been superintendent in 3 other districts, most recently Fulton County Schools in Georgia, but in recent years, he's worked for an education nonprofit. Rose said that work made him want to become a superintendent again. Monday, Rose says he met with student leaders in the morning and then later had introductory meetings with staff in the administration building.
I need to understand the perspective and the nuance and the rhythm of this place before I can make wise decisions.
Understanding the district and the community it serves will be key going forward, he says. The vote to give Rose the superintendent job was razor thin, 4-3. One school board member who voted no, questioning whether Rose can lead a district like Norfolk.
Once again, appointing a superintendent without recent experience leading an urban school district of this size.
What, in your experience, do you think will help you guide a district that is so different from one edge of the city to another?
Well, probably number one, I will always say this, I have a lot to learn about the nuance of this tapestry you described. But I will tell you that that is a draw for me. My past experiences in districts that I've worked in systems and schools, they've been diverse ones, and I see that as a tremendous strength.
But Rose doesn't officially start until February 23rd, at which point his contract says he'll make $290,000 a year. Right now, he says he's still getting ready to move his family from Atlanta to Norfolk. Until then, he had this message for parents.
I think they're the experts on their children. We are partners in this work when it comes to raising and supporting our students so they can be successful when they leave us.
In Norfolk, Anthony Sabella, WTKR News 3.
All right, we're going to stay in Norfolk. News 3 has learned that the city plans to pay clothing retailer H&M $1.5 million to get out of its lease early. The payment would end H&M's contract at MacArthur Center as the city moves forward with plans to close and demolish the downtown mall later this year. The Norfolk City Council is set to vote on the buyout during tomorrow's meeting. H&M is one of the last major tenants at the struggling shopping center.
Now to Portsmouth, where the Super Bowl was the last call for Roger Brown's. The Old Town restaurant was open for 25 years, but the owner said a combination of the tunnel tolls, the pandemic, and competition with the casino led him to make the decision to close. The restaurant was named after Surrey County native Roger Brown, who played in the NFL for years and went to 6 Pro Bowls. A number of neighbors watched the big game for Roger Brown's to say goodbye.
This area in Portsmouth, they're going to miss it. So for me, I know that I'm going to miss it. I know a lot of the other folks that are around here are going to miss it too.
The restaurant was also known to host community events over the years. The owners tell us they are working with other restaurants to ensure their staff have other jobs lined up. Well, still to come on News 3 at 6, respiratory illnesses are trending down across Virginia, but doctors say neighbors in one city are lagging behind on flu shots. Portsmouth neighborhood reporter Camila Williams explains what this could mean for your community.
And in just minutes, Virginia Republicans are calling it a power grab. Tonight, Democrats say they're leveling the playing field. We're at the Capitol as the fight over new congressional maps is getting personal.
You're watching WTKR News 3, part of the Scripps News Group.
I'm News 3 reporter Camila Williams, and data from the state's health department shows Portsmouth is behind on their flu vaccinations. I talked with an epidemiologist about flu and respiratory illnesses overall, about what this could mean for the community moving forward. As of January 30th, about 30% of Virginians have received a flu vaccine, with seniors 65 and older making up a majority of those getting vaccinated. According to the Virginia Department of Health, cases of COVID, flu, RSV, and other respiratory illnesses are currently trending down across the state. Across Hampton Roads, York County has the highest flu vaccination rate at 30%. Meanwhile, Portsmouth has the lowest rate with just under 20%. Michelle Wentz with the Portsmouth Health Department says everyone over 6 months of age is eligible for the flu vaccine.
It can really help decrease severity of hospitalization and death. I think that sometimes the message that they hear is, oh, if you get the flu shot, you can still get sick, so why bother? But it's still really important because even if you still get sick, you may not be hospitalized, you may not have secondary infections.
Wentz says getting vaccinated and tested for the flu when needed can help keep families in the community healthy. In Portsmouth, Camila Williams, WTKR News 3.
Camila is your neighborhood reporter in Portsmouth, digging into stories that matter to you and your community. If there is a story you think that she should know about, send her an email or reach out to her on social media using the information there on your screen.
Coming up, Virginia lawmakers battling over new district lines as the redistricting deadline quickly approaches, the hurdles that still need to be cleared, and how this could change who represents you in Washington. But you know who represents us when it comes to our weather? This guy right here.
You know, Kurt, the password tomorrow is mild or warmer, whichever one. I guess they both work. But the mild air is coming on Tuesday. And then by the time we hit maybe, say, Wednesday, this front comes in, drops a few drops of rain in the Outer Banks, and then that's on its way. But I'll have more on your forecast after the break.
There was a heated debate on the House floor today as the Democratic-controlled chamber advanced legislation to redraw Virginia's 11 congressional districts to give their party an advantage in 10 of them in the upcoming midterms.
With more on where we are in that process and what hurdles remain, we go to Cameron Thompson at the Capitol.
All that's going to matter is what Northern Virginia wants from now on. That's what we're saying.
Literally, we cannot afford to just sit there and let them have the power grab.
House Democrats and Republicans verbally spar Monday over legislation to redraw Virginia's congressional map as a bill aimed at giving Democrats a 10-1 advantage in this year's midterms advanced along party lines. Late Thursday, Democrats released a map showing how they intend to redraw the 11 congressional districts established by a bipartisan redistricting commission after the 2020 census, which currently gives a 6-5 split in favor of Democrats. As this map from the Virginia Public Access Project using voting results from the 2025 governor's race shows, the proposed map packs a Republican stronghold into the 9th district in the Southwest and creates 10 Democratic-leaning ones through measures like 5 districts that stretch from the party's stronghold in Northern Virginia to more Republican-leaning western, central, and eastern parts of the state.
You will be able to drive 11 miles through Fairfax County and hit 5 congressional districts.
We have indeed drawn this map to maximize the help that Democrats can give from Virginia to the nation to fight back.
Democrats say the bipartisan commission will resume its work after the 2030 elections and is only being done in response to Republican-led states doing the same thing after being asked to do so by President Donald Trump, and that Virginia Republicans are too afraid to stand up to him.
It's one name, the reason we're here, and it's Donald Trump. We have a responsibility to level the playing field. They want to pretend that everything has not changed. The world as we know it has changed.
Republicans call the move a power grab that limits the voices of rural Virginians and say Trump has just been responding to what other Democratic states have done in years past.
We're just doing this to protect democracy. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're doing it to protect the Democrat Party, to protect the votes that they know they just lost in some of these other states.
But even getting to redraw the maps isn't a given at this point, as Virginia voters will have to approve it through a referendum scheduled for April 21st. However, a circuit court ruling said the process to set that up was illegal and is currently blocking it. Democrats have appealed to the Supreme Court of Virginia, but a hearing date hasn't been set.
Now, the bill does have to be read and voted on one more time in the House, and that is scheduled for Tuesday, after which it will go over to the Senate for debate. At the state capitol, Cameron Thompson, WTKR News 3.
All right, if you're trying to follow this political ping pong, like Democrats in Virginia, North Carolina's Republican majority approved this new congressional map in October to try and gain an additional seat for the GOP there. The new lines affect neighbors in Northeast North Carolina's District 1, currently represented by Democrat Don Davis. This latest redistricting push started last year at President Trump's urging when Republicans in Texas announced their intentions to